Now, I'm sure most of you have seen the measles talk currently being pushed by various media outlets and internet tosspots, who, in what will shock none of you, have been trying to blame the anti-vaxxers for it all. This is laughable because anyone with half a brain cell knows the real cause for any rises won't be anti-anything, but the pro-immigration wankers importing disease-ridden third worlders on a daily bloody basis. Because remember, even when they aim throwing acid at people or molesting young girls, they're all unvaccinated and spreading whatever they brought in with them. Obviously though, the media and that won't be blaming protected classes for causing any rises in disease, not when the easier option is just to blame the anti-vaxxers, ain't it?
Pandemic.
But I gotta be honest, anti-vaxxers really didn't do anything to stop people getting jabbed during COVID or after it. I mean shit, they didn't bloody need to. No, the utter clowns pushing it were doing things like this which turned more people away from taking it than any anti-vaxxer ever bloody could.
Vaccine, 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 vaccine. I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate.
What you say about somebody exercising their freedom not to have a vaccine and they're perfectly healthy, I don't want them sitting next to me in the theatre. I don't want them standing next to me at the theatre bar. I don't want them next to me or anywhere near me or even in the same carriage on the train.
If you decide that you don't want a vaccine or a booster, then you can decide not to go to hospital however ill you get.
And we have a very narrow window to tie reopening policy to vaccination status. Because otherwise, if everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine?
Giving up your human right is justifiable. It's justifiable to take away a person's bodily autonomy when you have a global pandemic.
Those who haven't had jabs but could have jabs need to have a badge saying unjabbed.
Really?
Yeah.
We just have to make people understand that, you know, no jab, no life, and that's how it is.
Without proof of the vaccine, you can't go into a pub, club, restaurant, gymnasium, anywhere at all. You can't travel, theatre. You can't even go into work. I mean, personally, I have to say, I don't even think that we should allow people on the streets unless they've had the vaccine.
We've tried the education, we've tried the carrot, we now move to the stick. If it takes time now, the time to find people, great. Let's start. Let's never go with €100. Make it £100, right? And it starts, and I tell you what, it's not 60 above. Let's make it 40 and above, starting on Monday.
You've had your booster, and when you see people who will not take it, putting themselves at risk, it's said. How do you feel the same way I do? Does that make you angry?
It makes me angry, especially in America where they talk about it's my right, it's my freedom. No, it's not, because you are a killer.
And the only way we prevent it is to get vaccinated, to wear masks, to do social distancing, washing your hands all the time, and not just to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom.
Yeah, I bet any one of them clips, or 1,000 others I didn't include in that, did more to destroy trust in Big Pharma and the government's drug pushers than a billion anti-vaxxers could in 100 fucking years. So while I'm sure anti-vaxxers would love to take credit for drops in jab rates, the real people who should take a bow for it are the same scumbags who did the best to bully and coerce people into one. And this is something me and many of you literally said would happen the more they pushed it, so I guess it's another I told you so to go with all the others, ain't it?
Yeah. You're quite emotional about that.
Well, it's just, it's been such a tough year for so many people, and
I've talked about this a lot, but I'm appalled by this.
Yeah.
And I really think it's not acceptable. And if you work in NHS and care work, and you're a potential risk to the people you're caring for, you either have the jab or you don't go to work, I think.
Pandemic.
Where